Hey there, everyone. It is Saturday, June 7th at the time of my recording this little archetype healing forecast for you this morning. We are in the middle of the Gemini 2 phase of the year that runs from June 3rd through 10th. And this particular time period corresponds to the tarot archetype of the Nine of Swords, which you see in the middle of this slide on this video. It doesn't look like the most pleasant thing to be going through, and one of the reasons I wanted to pop on here today at the beginning of the weekend and just kind of give my information about this Gemini 2 period is because this is a very challenging energy for all of us to walk through a lot of the time. So if you've been going through something specifically internal, specifically air sign communication, even internal dialogue related, know that you are not alone, and these are things that a lot of us seem to be traveling through in one way or another in this time period. So I've got 3 different images on this first screen here, and they're the images for the 8 of Swords on the left, the 9 of Swords, which we're currently in the middle, and then the 10 of Swords on the right. And as you can see, that this whole period, if you ask me, does the zodiac month of Gemini look at like any fun here? The answer is no, right? This does not look like a really fun sort of time period to be walking through. So I'm just kind of giving you the perspective of the energies that we're dealing with in the zodiac month of Gemini generally. This is a challenge month for most of us, I would say, in the zodiac calendar year. Let's move on now and look at some affirmations that the affirmations I'm about to show you come from the Tarot Healing Guidebook that I created for my students as just a helpful sort of affirmation for each of these tarot archetypes. If it comes up in a reading and the affirmation feels like it's going to be one that will be helpful for you, that's what these are for. So I thought it would be a good idea to show you the affirmations that might be useful during this time period. So I'm just putting 2 on this slide for you, just to give you the perspective. We were walking through the 8 of Swords time period in the last part of May 11th, May 21st through 31st. So up until about the end of May, beginning of June, you may have been feeling some resonance with the affirmation on the top left here. And that affirmation is, I commit to giving attention to finding the best path forward through anything that I have chosen to experience. And if you'd like to gain a little bit more perspective on what we just walked through in the 8 of Swords time period, if you go to the blog on my website on healingwiththearchetypes.com and just scroll down in the blog, you should find the video that I posted talking people through the 8 of Swords period, and previous to that, the 7 of Pentacles period at the end of Taurus. So now in the 9 of Swords period, here on the right hand side of this screen here, you find an affirmation that might feel resonant and helpful for you right now, today. I know it does for me. And I'll just read that affirmation out loud for everyone. I acknowledge that enough is enough and decide to put an end to the false ideas that torment me once and for all. Okay? I acknowledge that enough is enough and decide to put an end to the false ideas that torment me once and for all. So hopefully, if you can sort of take that affirmation with you, write it down somewhere, revisit it several times a day, try to say it to yourself internally as much as you need that today. That will hopefully carry you through the weekend. And this year, June 9th is a Monday, that time of recording. So after the weekend and Monday, after the 9th and 10th, as we go into the 10th of June, we roll into the next energy, and I wanted to look at that one with you really quickly too, just to give you a sense of where we go after we've done the work of the 9 of Swords. Then the work of the 10 of Swords, is upon us. And if you stick with me just a little bit longer, I'll give you a preview of what is ahead in the next zodiac month of Cancer, which is a water sign, which in my mind is a very welcome reprieve after we have done the challenging work of this, sort of maturing of all of this communication and air sign energy in the month of Gemini. We get to roll into a period that for a lot of us is going to feel very welcome and much more enjoyable, and even in a lot of ways like a celebration, to celebrate coming through what we are currently coming through in the month of Gemini. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of what's ahead, just so you kind of understand here that these super challenging archetypes that we're walking through right now, there is an end to this challenging time, and there is a much more pleasant experience coming that you can almost feel as sort of a reward for going through this difficult time period. So I just wanted to give you that as well at the end of this lesson, just to encourage you. So just really quickly, coming up between June 10th and 20th, we'll be rolling from this 9 of Swords period, where we're saying enough is enough, it's time to put an end to this, into the 10 of Swords period. And 10s, of course, are that sort of finality and completion as the end numeric image archetype of each of the suits that we have in the tarot. So the affirmation to carry you through the end of this Gemini period, 10th through 20th of June, will be, I accept the necessity of endings and let go of any conflict that has troubled me in the past. So right now, in the 9 of Swords period, you are identifying all that inner conflict, outer drama, whatever it's manifesting as for you in your life. What is that stuff that you are done with, that it is time for enough to be enough, and it's time to let go of? And then coming up, once you've identified that, now through Monday or whatever it is in the year that you're listening to this in, then on June 10th, you're going to roll into this period that is all about coming to terms with and accepting the necessity of the endings, and actually doing the letting go of any conflict that has been troubling you, that has been feeling like it's really, it can be an internal conflict too, but it can feel like it's getting in the way of all of the good stuff that you get to enjoy this year once you've got this out of the way. So have that perspective as you walk through this difficult period of identifying where enough is enough, and then letting go. So just really quickly, just to give everyone a little hope here, this is the sneak peek of the archetypal energies that are connected to the next zodiac month. Once we're done with the air sign energies of Gemini, we roll into the watery sign of Cancer. And Cancer is the cardinal watery sign. So water energy is all about emotions and relationships. And as you can see here, that is what we get to enjoy from June 21st onwards. All of this really challenging stuff that we're walking through right now should be done, and we're ready for this fresh new start. Here on the left hand side, you see the Two of Cups, which connects to the energies of June 21st through 30th. And then we've got, is it June 21st, excuse me. Yeah, through to July 1st. And then the middle card here, the Three of Cups, will correspond to July 2nd through 11th. And then the card on the right-hand side here, the Four of Cups, corresponds to the period between July 12th and 21st. So that's, in a nutshell, the three archetypal periods that we walk through in the month of Cancer. So you get to just kind of get into your heart and do something that feels really good to nourish your heart after you're done with the month of Gemini. And I just wanted to give you that perspective. So just as a little final slide of encouragement here, just so you understand what's coming up on June 21st onwards, here's the affirmation that I have coupled with the Two of Cups card in the Tarot Healing Guidebook. I meet another on my quest for emotional wholeness. It feels good to share my feelings and receive from others. So, much more pleasant, experiences to walk through coming up in the future. So with all of that perspective, we're just going to refocus right now on what is currently our sort of task, our spiritual task to meet and walk through in this time, that of the Nine of Swords. I acknowledge that enough is enough and decide to put an end to the false ideas that torment me once and for all. And it's really big work for those of you that are ready for it this month. So I hope that little explanation was helpful to everyone. Hang in there. And if you're interested in exploring more of how tarot can be used for healing, I am running a special right now that you'll be able to find on this blog post, probably in a link right under the video on my blog, on my website. If you go to healingwiththearchetypes.com right now, you should see a way to get Tarot for Beginners, which is a 10-hour video course, for just $47. I usually have Tarot for Beginners for sale on my website for $78, so $47 is a really great deal for this. I'm giving this deal to people who are willing to sign up for the Healing with the Archetypes Mastery Circle to try that out for me. This will be a monthly program where you're going to be receiving new master classes that take you above and beyond a basic understanding of tarot into the healing work that we can do with archetype healing once we have the tarot as the main language that our soul can now speak to us through. So learning tarot in the way that I teach it, and that's explained for you if you kind of explore this offer. You'll find a little video explaining what we do in Tarot for Beginners in my class that might be a better fit for a lot of folks than what you will usually find out there when you're trying to learn the tarot. My course is pretty unique, pretty special in that it allows students to learn to read the tarot with literally any 78 card tarot deck that you are drawn to, that resonates for you. So you're not locked into one specific deck when you go through this training. This training will give you patterns so that you're not memorizing meanings of cards, and it will free you up to literally read the tarot with any deck that you're drawn to, as many decks as you choose. So that's a 10-hour video course that's pretty much the foundation for everything else we will be doing in the upcoming Mastery Circles masterclasses. However, if you get to the end of your first month here, you've paid your first $47 and you've gone through Tarot for Beginners and you decide, you know what, that's it, I'm good. I just wanted Tarot for Beginners. I don't need the rest of the Mastery Circle. Just email me at any time and we'll get you unsubscribed from the continuity so that you don't get recurring $47 charges every month. That's absolutely fine. This is a no-risk offer and you can cancel anytime. But I appreciate you guys checking it out. So that's what you can do if you would like to do more with me. Thanks again for joining me for this video. Smooth sailing, wishes for smooth sailing and good, strong, healthy growth and development for all of us through the end of this 9 of Swords period, through the 10 of Swords period that's coming up. We're nearly done with some of the most challenging work of the zodiac calendar year here, guys. So hang in there. Thanks again for joining me. Take care now.